Celtic have been in touch with Brøndby about a striker, but let's face it, is a striker that's going to cost around about 6 million at his age, is that what Celtic really needs at the moment? We don't need someone that needs coached or nursed along in any ways. We thought we were bringing in players that are first team ready. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. Make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. But it looks like Celtic might be going for this Brøndby striker in the next few days, and let's see what happens with that. I really hope that we go and get someone with a bit more experience, like what the manager asked for. And the latest transfer news on Fabian Rieder. Daniel Podden said Lewis Palma looks ready to enter the building at Celtic Park, and a couple of players have been loaned out by Celtic. It's not so much the sign-in blitz that we were expecting to have this week. It's Tuesday morning and we've not even got one player in the door as it stands at the moment, but that could also change in the next couple of hours, so we'll wait and see what happens. Celtic do look poised for a busy end to the transfer window. It's been, when you look at the start of the season, going out the Vidplay Cup so early was really disappointing. Dropping points to St Johnstone at home was unacceptable, but it has happened, and it's always good if you lose. The way to look at it, generally in previous years, Celtic, if they do drop points at any stage, they tend to go on a bit of a run. So let's just hope that the manager can get the players in that he wants, and that's one of the biggest questions that need asked. Will he get the players that he's asked for, or is he going to get more project signings? Anyway, Fabian Rieder, let's talk about him for a second. Because we were suggested that we were going to go for Fabian Rieder, and the young boys slapped a 17 million price tag on him, but it looks like he's going to get his move, and it won't be to Celtic, that's for sure. It looks like he is going to move to Rennes, and I've got to say, the Rennes Stadium's actually a fantastic little stadium. It's a fantastic little town. I can remember going there just in 2019 with Celtic when we played them in the Europa, I think it was. So anyway, yeah, that's a fantastic little stadium. Looks as if he's going there for a fee of around 12 million euros, which is about 10 million pounds, a lot less than the initial transfer fee that was suggested, but they are in advanced negotiations with his club to get Fabian Rieder, and that's another one that Celtic have lost out on. With the Palma signing just almost over the line, and I think he will be paraded at Celtic in the next 24 hours. Celtic fans are absolutely keen to see who walks through the doors of Parkhead in the next couple of days, because let's face it, although the Palma signing is a sort of bit of a statement of intent, and it looks like he will go straight into the squad and into the team for the game this weekend at for the Glasgow Derby. Every fan are basically waiting for confirmation of some talent coming through the door, and as it stands, the players that have come in have not been first team ready. The manager has asked for players that are first team ready and not up and coming prospects. So what does that tell us about the board? What does it tell us about the two Lawwells that are at the club, and are they in coherence with each other, with the manager? Are they bringing in the type of players that the manager wants ultimately? Is it good that Palmer's coming in and he's going to get thrust straight into the derby? Well, think back a couple of years ago, there was a player called Rio Tati who come into Celtic and basically just touched down, and he had a fantastic game against them. So let's hope that we can get a couple of players in that don't have the baggage that comes with the fact that there's not going to be any away fans there, that won't be intimidated by the crowds, because they'll just get on with it. It's like just another game of football to them. They won't know about the hatred and everything that goes on with it. They'll just be right up for a tough game of football, and hopefully they'll come in and want to prove a point, and they'll get their teeth right in about it this weekend, which would be fantastic for us. Another one that done something similar is obviously Alistair Johnson. He come in and had a right good fight, and he had a right good game on his first game when it was at Ibrox also. The fact that Palmer is coming in and he is first team player ready, he's had a good pre-season, he has been playing with his team already. There's not going to be any issues about his fitness, which we'll all be glad of. And could it be an omen that he's coming in and he's getting the iconic number 7 shirt? And obviously that was Henrik Larsson's shirt, and we have to say, if he can do anything anything like what Henrik did, he'll be a fantastic signing for Celtic. The fact that he's going to go straight into the squad for contention for the away match, Celtic want him in the door as soon as possible. I do believe that there has been some problems with travel, and they want him basically to get him into training so that he can get a couple of days with the team and straight into the squad. Another player that's been linked with Celtic is one on loan. Now, if we get loan signings, I think it'll be quite a disappointing end to the transfer window. Personally, I think we're all promised that we would have these marquee signings, and as it stands just yet, there's not been one marquee signing this summer, which is a bit disappointing for Celtic fans. A lot of people are blaming the manager, a lot of people are blaming the board, a lot of people are blaming Peter Lawwell, and let's face it, when it comes down to it, it's Mark Lawwell and Brendan Rodgers that have to be in the same train of thought with the players that are coming in, and it doesn't seem to be that at the moment. But the fact it is a Manchester City player again, Tommy Doyle, he has been monitored in the later stages of the transfer market by Celtic, and it looks like that we might put an offer in for him. And come on, do we really need another a City group player coming in that is just on loan? Is that where we're going back to? We thought we were moving forward as a club, and we're going to bring in marquee signings. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me about Sead Haksabanovic. He obviously made his discontent at the lack of involvement known in recent days. Will he depart? Is it time that he moves on? Because let's face it, a lot of people are saying that he has done absolutely nothing when he's been given his chance at Celtic. I think personally he should probably leave after making those comments public. I hope you enjoyed the video yesterday of John Hartson and Alan Thompson that was on the channel. Chris Sutton has been talking about things, and he says that things might get ugly. He's given a warning to Brendan Rodgers and said, if you don't win this weekend, he says, you know, things might get ugly for Brendan. And you can see it already. You can see fans on social media already turning against Brendan, you know. And Chris Sutton goes on to say, he says, just because of the iffy start to Celtic's season, he says, you've got to remember, they are still top of the league. But I'm just telling you, there are Celtic supporters who are probably quiet because he was the best candidate for the job. He says, but there are still people that have a bit concerns about the way he left. It could turn ugly pretty quickly, and especially if they get walloped at Ibrox, Chris says. He says they haven't done anywhere near enough work in the transfer market in terms of quality signings, and that's the words of Chris Sutton. You know that he doesn't miss when he goes. He says, he also goes on, Chris Sutton says, it's massive. I remember when you put it to me about Brendan Rodgers returning, I said absolutely no chance. He wouldn't go back to Celtic. He's away to enjoy a year off. Anyway, he's back, and I dare say things are starting to get a little bit ugly. And let's be honest. The performance against St Johnstone was just terrible. It says, especially at home. It says, with fans booing at the end of the match, you have to say that people are now saying that why did they have to change the team so much? And I mean, I have said, when you look at the last games of the season, the manager did show us that the quality was not there. You know, we lost 3-0 at Ibrox, and the manager changed the team too much. And let's face it, he changed the team too much because it was to show. The manager knew that the quality wasn't there in backup. Anything happened to losing one player, losing two players was bad enough in Aaron Moy and Jota, but then losing a player due to injury, you know, and then selling a defender, that's 4 first-team players that were down. So people really need to think about the situation that Brendan Rodgers has found himself in at Celtic. Even Ange wouldn't have been able to make this team click the way that it did last season, losing those 4 players. Because Ange proved to us towards the end of last season that the quality was not there at Celtic Park. And it's definitely still not there just yet. Let's see what happens before the end of the transfer window. Tell me your thoughts in the comments on the video, and I shall see you on the next one. Have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Aye, subscribe to One Celtic Fans View. Hail, hail.
Hail. See you later.
Lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the